All right. So today, what am I going to be doing? I started messing around with Blender a long time ago. I was in high school and I did 4 years of 3D Studio Max, and I really loved it. And I really thought that that was going to be like my profession, 3D drafting or animating or something like that. However, I got talked out of it, and um, just didn't seem like it was. A lot of people told me, are you sure there's gonna be jobs in that? That kind of stuff. And so instead, I ended up going to school to become a teacher. I am not a teacher, although I like to teach on YouTube a little bit. I ended up finishing my degree in computer science. I'm a professional software developer, but I still have this passion for 3D modeling and video game making. So I started exploring 3D games. Up until now, I've been doing 2D games, and I wanted to make my own models. So it was time to start messing around with Blender, and I've actually picked up on it pretty quick. And I want to make a 3D cow for my friend who requested a cow. So I'm gonna do a low poly 3D cow for no other reason than someone asked me to do it. So it should be fun. I'm gonna be learning as I go. I'm gonna tell you the shortcut keys that I'm using because I don't have that really cool thing that shows the keys. Unfortunately, I don't have that working yet. But eventually I will, and we'll keep going from there. So to set this up, I'm going to hit 3, go into my right perspective view, and then I hit 5 to turn it into orthographic. In orthographic, if I hit N, I can bring up this menu here. And let's see, how did I do that before? Oh, background images. Turn the background images on. We're going to add an image. I'm going to add an image of a cow that I drew, sketched out really quick right before the stream. So, projects, put it in low poly. The sketch isn't low poly, but what I am going to make will be low poly. And real quick, let me turn on Z so you can see there's my cow that I'm going to be making. And it's pretty funny. So I'm gonna make this 3D low poly cow and see how this goes. Like I said, I haven't done this before. I'm just learning Blender, so you'll have to bear with me. One of the things that I like to do in Blender right off the bat is I add the mirror modifier. And I'll mirror down the X so it's same on both sides, symmetrical. I had an old animation teacher tell me that symmetrical sucks. But we're going to start symmetrical and we'll add some variation from there. So now I have this cube. I'm going to go into tab for the edit mode. Control tab will bring up what I want to select. I'm going to select the face, select this face. I'm going to move it out. And now you can see I have actually two. They're moving together in and out. I'm going to turn on clipping. Move them to where they touch and let go. Now I shouldn't be able to move it at all. This kind of welded the center seam together. What I'm going to do is delete that inner face. So, we turn off the visibility of this multiplier real quick. And what you have is this hollow box. And that's what I'm going to start with. Turn the mirror back on. Hit 3, go into my right orthographic mode. And then this is where I'm going to start modeling out. Yeah, and I'm going to start with the body. And I will use the vertex selector, hit A, deselect everything, box select just these, move them out, move them up. Oh, not what I have to have Z on. Okay, see, told you I haven't done this very much. Press Z so I can see through the box. It'll also let me select the vertices in the background. Now we should be able to get going here. And so I'm just going to keep hitting A to unselect and B to box select, and I'm going to move these things around, G to grab so I can start moving it. What I'm going to do is just start making the geometry fit this cow's body. Move this one in here. It's going to be pretty funny looking for a while, but when I'm done, hopefully we'll have this cool little poly cow. Now, what I'm going to do is hit E for extrude. I'm going to extrude out another rectangle PC there. And then I'm just going to keep moving the points around until I have it the way I like. Kind of what we do with 3D model. It's kind of sometimes torture, but it's also a lot of fun. There, we'll extrude again. E key. Move this down a bit. Ah, see, that did not work that time. Undo, all box select mode. There we go. Just gonna keep moving these around and extruding until I have the shape that I want. Then we'll start working on the legs, the tail, and then the head. That. I'm going to straighten this out a little bit. This next piece, if they're straight like this, when you extrude, it'll come out in that same angle. Kind of what I want. Extrude. Grab it, move it up. What I'll do is I'm just concentrating on this top one, and then at the bottom here, I'll come back and fix that once I'm done, once I have all my segments. Extrude. I have to keep looking down at my keys just to make sure I'm hitting the right hotkeys. Oh, see, like that one, I did that wrong. G. Oh. Extrude, and grab, move it into place. And what I'm kind of doing, I don't know if, I didn't do it here though. Kind of set these at the corners of the legs, and I'm setting this at the corner of the tail. What I'll do is I'll use that face to extrude out the tail, and I'll use this face to extrude out the leg. This one, when I come back and fix the bottom, I'll make sure that that one face is for the leg. Extrude right there. I'll grab it, move it down. That should be enough sections for the cow body. Gonna nudge some stuff around. This. Like I said, it can be a little tedious, but it's when you have your finished product, it's pretty. Have a 3D model. Select, grab that. Now you can see the roundness of the butt, and this in cut for the leg. What I need to do to make that happen, there's my cow shape, right? In fact, I'm gonna actually drag out another window. We have two windows here. I'll keep this one perspective just so we can see what I'm working on, and then this one here will be my side view. So I'll be able to work here. You can see the 3D model there. But what I'm going to do is do a loop cut so I can bring this section in for the leg. I might have to do a couple, but to do a loop cut, you just hit Control R, and see the pink line is showing you where the cut's going to be made. You can click and move it up and down on your model. I'll move it up to probably right about here. I'll make another one. I'll move it down to probably right about there. And then unselect everything, box select these guys right here. Move them in. I might have to do another, fortunately. I don't like adding that much geometry, but for a low poly model, but it's alright. Who sets the amount that makes it low poly? I don't know. Alright, so now I have the body. What I'm going to do, you know what I should have done? I'm going to undo. Not undo. I'm actually going to use the knife tool. And what the knife tool does is allow me to subdivide faces. Oops. I can remember how to use it correctly. And what I'll do is I'll just subdivide this face. Come on. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. How do I accept the knife cut? Enter. There you go. So K to bring up your knife, and click, then enter to set it. So now what that does is I don't have all this extra geometry out here just to make the butt of the cow. Now I only have a couple extra faces back here. So, oops. All in. Now I'll move these around. Oh. With all right. Back it up. All right. Knife. Click, click, click. Enter. Click, click, click. Sucks. Don't quite like that. The axis plane. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that way. Anyway, cutting the cow butt. See, what I don't like is this one vertex here is lower than that vertex. I could fix that by using the G tool, moving it, and I'm going to move it on the Z axis only by pressing Z. I'm going to line it up as close as I can. It won't be perfect, but it'll be close. All right, now I can start working on these. Spent a lot of time on the cow butt, which is kind of funny when you think about it. Hang on, I need to work on the cow butt one more time. Knife, cut, cut, enter. Now I'm messed up. I've moved this already. Oh, you can see my geometry's all jacked. Let's get as close as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going for a perfect photorealistic render anyway. I just want to get it close. Shift mouse, middle mouse button allows you to pan. in case you didn't know. And then regular middle mouse button is orbit, which destroys my view. All right, so this piece, just a little bit out. So every time you see a 3D model in a game, think about how hard this is to do. It takes a lot of effort. Checking to make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. That looks good. I can't believe Brown Cow is not in here since he is the guy who requested this silly cow. I'm gonna have to give him crap about that tomorrow at work. Like, thanks for making me make a cow. You didn't even show up to the stream. A jerk. Alright, I guess what I will do now is start working on the legs. I'm gonna do this first leg first. So we're gonna pick faces. We're going to do extrude and S for scale. Not what I wanted. Nope. Control Z. Alright, we're gonna have to make one more loop cut. And we're gonna have to do it along this edge. Reason being is I want there to be a gap in between the cow's legs. Not bad. Yeah. We're good there. We're gonna pick the face. We'll pick this face. We're gonna extrude and rotate. Grab it, move it there. We're gonna change back into vertex selection by hitting Control Tab and picking vertex. Going to in there rightful place. Extrude again to right there. Extrude again to right there. Extrude. Like I said, this is going to be really low poly. Low poly, non-realistic. Ow. So there's my cow leg. I don't really like how so what I'll do is I'll go in the front view of this guy here. Shoot. Okay, so my background image is showing up on all views, and I don't want that. So for background image here, it says all views. I really only want it on the right view. So apply, darn you. Okay, front view. There. Now I still have the damn cow. Maybe I have to do here and then turn off. Yep. Alright. Sorry about all that. Now in the front view, I'm going to turn to Z for the wireframe. Box selection again. Grab all these guys here. Grab it. I believe that's the X-axis. Oh, I got an extra vertex right there. So I don't want that. Undo, all, box select. Just going to get the inside there. We're going to grab it with G. I'm moving it. I'm going to hit X to constrain it on the X-axis. I want the legs to be about that wide. I'm going to round them a little bit later. So That'd be cool. Now I can go back to my perspective and then whatever view we want. Okay, zoom out of that guy. There we go. I also think the cow's definitely too wide, so maybe I should fix that real quick while I'm at it. Undo all that box. Let's bring the cow side in. Okay, grab, and now I hit X. I want my cow to be about that wide. There we go. Perspective cow. All right. Now we'll, oops. Unselect everything. So that was one leg. I need to do this back leg here. So what I'll do is I'll flip around in here. So I work in both of these views quite a lot. It's kind of nice to have them open at the same time. In case you don't know, grabbing from the corner and dragging over will give you a new view. If you want to get rid of it, you right click and you say join area. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Click that little button right there. So I'm going to need the knife tool, my handy dandy knife. Like that. Enter. I'm going to zoom in, make sure they're pretty close, but I'm going to fix them. This guy, grab him, stick it right on top of the other one. I wonder if you could use arrow keys to nudge. Oh, you can. If you hit G and you use the arrow keys, you can nudge vertexes around and then enter to place it. Pretty cool. So, from the side view, that's definitely not in the right spot. But now, since they're on top of each other, I can use the box selection, grab them, stick it in the right spot. Oh, I know why it's doing that. Perfectly okay to do that. Go to face select. Put this face right there. Extrude that bad boy. Definitely going the wrong way. We're going to grab it, move it over, we're going to rotate it. Extrude. Back leg is going to have fewer polys than the front leg. I think I need to fix that right there. Control tab to bring up your selection mode. Go back to vertexes, unselect everything, use your box, grab that there. Just keep moving these things around. Vertex pushing. There might be a better way to do this. I am by no means telling you that this is the right way or the best way or the way you should even do it. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. Feel free to take my advice or not. Like I said, I just barely got back into this, so that's looking like a cow, sort of. It's very boxy. We'll fix that at the very end. But what I want to do, I'm going to make the tail of the cow right now. For that, I want to grab this edge right here. You could grab just the vertice, shift, grab the other vertice, click this arrow, move it in. Or what I was going to show is Control Tab, select Edge Mode. You can grab that edge, move it in. Either way, I'm going to grab this face here. What I'm going to do is still work in this view here. I'm going to extrude this out. You know what? This would be a perfect time to try something I heard about. Control clicking. No. Control right clicking? Control right clicking. So after the first extrude, get this thing off of his butt a little bit. Rotate it. Control right click will extrude and kind of like follow the path you're on. That's kind of cool. Definitely isn't the right shape, but it got the general shape down pretty fast. And then what I'll do is I'll use the scale tool right now, scale this down to the very point of the tail. Looks really funny with it, it's so big, but I'm gonna fix that right now. Go back into vertex. This is where sometimes if you hit Control up on your active view, it'll make it your primary view. Sometimes that's really helpful. Box select this guy here, move it over to there. All box that. So again, kind of tedious, but necessary. When you buy a video game, like a AAA game, and you're pissed that it was $50, be glad they didn't charge you more, because this stuff is hard. Okay, so now I see that the tail down here, I need to add some more sections. That's where I'll use a loop cut. Looks like, well, I'm pointing at the screen, but it looks like if I'm going to keep this as the tip, I'm going to need 2 more loop cuts, and I can increase how many loop cuts I do at a time by rolling my scroll wheel. So it looks like I probably need 3 more cuts. And then there's some there. And keep doing your box select, moving. So if it's this hard to make a low poly model, imagine how hard it is to make those really cool realistic models in your Call of Duty or whatever game you prefer to play. Probably takes them forever. Probably takes them a month per model. I'm gonna try to get this done in an hour. Alright, so body sort of matches the outline. I drew this, I sketched this with the back legs sort of off to the side. For our sake, the model is just going to be symmetrical for now. Oh, look at that, that's funny. It's got a web between the legs. That is something I will have to address. So we're going to cut that up. And I think I see how I can do it. So go to my edge select mode. I'm gonna grab this edge and this edge. There. I'm gonna delete them. And it's gonna, oh, didn't delete them correctly. Delete, and I wanna do edges. What it did is it just poked a hole in my model. And I have all these hanging edges here. And delete those as well. This is kind of a bummer, but we have this cool tool in Blender. In fact, I think you might have to turn it on in user preferences and add-ons, and then mesh one. Yes, mesh F2. In edit mode, if you hit F, it makes a face out of 2 edges. So what we're going to do is select that edge, select this edge. Ooh, not that edge. Missed it. We are getting up close and personal with this cow. That edge and that edge, I'm going to hit F. And so that completed the sort of the body part of the leg. We do have this big open gap here, which we're going to close up. I like to close up them. I like to close them up one triangle at a time. Just makes easier. I think I could do this back one as a quad. Quad or triangles. I'm not too sure how much it matters. A lot of people say only quads, some people say only triangles. Me, I don't pay too much attention to that. Maybe I should. Don't follow my example just because I'm saying it out loud. There's the body. Pretty square and not too well defined. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some more faces. I'm going to add these lines here, which will give us some ability to round this model out a little bit. We don't want it too round because, like I said, we're going for the low poly look, but we definitely want it a little bit rounder than a square box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my knife tool again, go from this corner right about there, and enter. Use the knife tool. I'm going to break my keyboard if I'm not careful, and then enter. That looks sort of like the shoulder area. I may, oops. Okay. I may go in here and build out. And then for the back leg, I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to use the K tool, knife, here, go there, and into that. Looking pretty good. Getting cow shaped. Got the cow tail getting cow shaped. Next, I have a really cheap way of rounding something off. Now if you hit Alt and click on an edge, you'll select like the connected edges or that loop. Now there's a bevel tool. If you hit spacebar, also really cool tip inside of Blender is if you hit spacebar, you can get to pretty much anything just by searching for it. So bevel, whoops, see it's Control B. I will use that shortcut now. And as scroll up, you can see it beveling. I can click the mouse button and say how many cuts I want to use to bevel this. So we can make it really round, or we can make it, you know, pretty geometric, what I want. That, we'll do the same thing for the inside here. So I'll hit Alt, click on that, Control bevel, move that in. It looks like I'm having a problem. The geometry is really thin right there, so it doesn't have much to bevel on. What I might do in this case, back to vertex selecting, do my box grabbing, move this out. A little bit wider, and then I will get rid of that. I'll get rid of it by beveling it, that width. Look all right. Back to edge. Woo! Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, also, if you don't want to mess with the zooming thing, I have this really cool. Let's see it. Let's see if you can see this space navigator. Let me show you what it does. As I turn this here, I turn the camera, so I'm moving around. So that placed on your table, you can really like zoom around right to the thing you want to look at. Like right now, I want to look at this tail. Boom, right there. So these things are pretty cool. Space Navigator, I think, was $100. If you're getting into 3D modeling and you're pretty serious about it, I recommend it because I really like it. So right now, that's a pretty wide tail, but at least it's sort of rounded. So I will probably grab these outside faces and move them in. Trying to figure out which. So touchy. Oh, I'm gonna stop doing that because it's gonna drive you guys nuts. Wow, it's all messed up now. Wow. There you go. All right. Something weird happened with my zoom. I think this will be best handled in the top view. So, we zoom in, Control A. What I'm going to do is grab all this stuff here. I'm going to try very hard not to get this inner stuff. All that hell. That. Oh, why did I do that? Back to perspective mode Z. Also, I make sound effects often. Sorry. That looks pretty good. Now, I don't want to get too caught up on that. Now what I'm gonna start doing is rounding out this back of this guy. So we know that the little top camera, we know that the neck is going to be a little bit skinnier than the body. Round it in on this direction. That. Right. Bit to give it that leg. I'll start selecting edges. And I think cows have skinny legs. I think. My friend Brown Cow would have showed up to my stream, I could ask him, hey, how skinny are your legs? So that's cool. Go back to Vertex. One thing I would recommend is if you are going to get into Blender, you learn these shortcuts because they will save your butt. Like this one, Control Tab to change your selection mode. Oh man, that has saved me a million hours. Kind of finessing it till it feels kind of like a cow. I don't know how to explain it. Right now I'm only working on the x-axis. I want to get the top silhouette of the cow looking right. So again, Control Tab, and I want these two faces bring those puppies for the middle part of the cow. You see already we're getting this sort of this cow look on the top and on this side. We will fix this top edge last, or at least that's how I do it. So this looks kind of funny. I want to move this vertex. And no, I said I wasn't working on that direction. No, I'm not gonna. All right, and so now tab, go back to edge. This. I want to move in. Curl the butt a little bit. Now we're getting that 3D looking cow shape. This thing. Correct. Vertex. Move this one in. It's not so pointy. Hey, getting there. Getting there. The neck still feels funny to me. I don't know. Hard to tell, actually. I'm going to take these. I'm going to move these out a little bit. Undo. Undo. Alright, so now I'm going to work on rounding this top edge off. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. There's something we didn't model on the body. We need to model the udder. Let me continue doing what I'm doing on the top edge here. Let's move. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to work on the rolling. Rolling in the rounding it out. Here we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like a cow, like a brown cow. I need to be in edge select mode. That's my problem there. There we go. Now it's looking good. I had a plan. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty buff in the shoulders right here. We might have to fix that. That. Pretty cool. Move this up. Go back. Okay. Move this out a bit. A bit. Like skinny. Turning out pretty cool. Didn't think it would be too cool. I mean, how cool can it be? How be, but coming out pretty good. I'm actually liking it. Progress. When I paint it, that's when you'll see that, hey, this thing's a cow. I think I need to move in this bit. Get rid of that stocky shoulder syndrome I was having. this edge a little bit. Not too buff because I want it to be a woman cow with the udders. That makes it funnier for some reason. That's what. Alright, so we're starting to look like a cow. At least I think it's looking pretty much like a cow. Let's get out of that view. Alright, the cow head. I'm wondering if I should grab this face right here, move it out. Let's try it and see what it looks like. Face, grab this face, move it out. That's going to be the base for our neck. Go in this view here. Again, I'm going to start extruding, but I'm going to use the other method of control right clicking to extrude. Control right clicking to extrude. That, and then I'll fix all those faces or those vertices. It's actually starting to look pretty cool. I'm happy with it. I'm going to add another loop cut right here because I want that chin part right there. And so add as much detail as you want for the shape that you're going for. And then I always work from one direction towards the other direction. So I think I'm right there. The horns will model separately, as well as the eyeballs, ears. I think I'm going to do the ears separately too. Here's the question. Do I make another loop cut here? Yes. In this case, I'm going to make a loop cut right here. Instead of using the knife tool. I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to move this guy over here. Then I'm going to do another knife cut. Or another loop cut right here. Alright, look at that. We have a cow with a freaking head. That's pretty awesome. It's getting close. Getting close. I'm going to pull the head apart. The sides of the head, of course, not the whole head. Sometimes it's hard to select the face. So the head's about as wide as I want it. That looks like a good cow head. Let's see. Can I do cow head to start making it look like a head? Well, top of the head is going to be a little rounder. Bottom of the jaw is going to be a little bit rounder. So what I need to do is I'll need to do a loop cut here. And I'll probably need to do one here, up, loop cut down here. So that should give me enough geometry to start sculpting the face out. So what I will do is on this side view, I'll take all these vertices, oops, not edges, vertex, and I'll start laying them out on the boundary of these shapes. Like I want this cheek shape here, and I want this nose mouth area. So I'm going to keep fussing with that in the side view here. And since we're not working with the outside of this, we can just select these and move them around. So select them, hit G, select them, hit G. You know, so that's kind of cool. You don't have to mess with the box selector. Box selector tool sometimes drives me nuts. Oh, broke my rule. If it's on the edge, use the box selector. So you can see right there, I already have the face kind of going. This, I'll move up. Here. I'm going to try to move this back a little bit. I think I can do that. I guess on a cow's cheekbones or something like this. Sharply. This. So you can see I kind of rounded out the shape. I think it's cheekbone. Right? Not rounded out the shape, but sort of like traced out where the features are in the face. We got this mode. It doesn't look any different in this mode. But once I start bringing in those edges, you'll start to see, hey, it's starting to look like a cow. So let's start doing that. I'm going to do it one direction at a time like I did last time. I'm going to take this section here, section here, this section. So I'm going to take a lot of these sections right here, and I'm going to move them in. What that will do, give me some room to move the cheek out. I'll move those in, and it'll also create that like nose section. Yeah, it sort of has that nose mouth area already. Then I'm going to just grab these faces. These are the cheeks of the cow. I'm going to pull that back out. And it has to be wider than the front of the face. I'll move the front of the snout in a little bit. Get rid of this box looking. Pretty cool. This top of the head, top of the snout's gonna go in. That. Okay. Let's get in there. It's looking sort of like a cow already, and I haven't really done a whole lot to it. I'm going to start messing with the vertexes, and I'm going to do this in the full view here. Vertex, what do they call them? Vertex. Vertex, vertices. Kind of intermingle them, and I don't think that's good practice. I think people care about that. Seen arguments on the interwebs about that. I'm getting there. It's getting there. Just gotta keep pressing. I don't like the way this is looking, this part of the face right here. Maybe it's because this vertex. That's actually getting there. Ooh. Working. Keep working in the x-axis only. I find that if you constrain which axis you're working on, you get a much more control movement to it. Far out. That drives me nuts a little bit. Is sometimes like I want to grab that one, can't grab it. I have to grab away from it. Don't know if there's. Don't work in consecutive, parallel points. All right. So now it's about time I work on the edges. I grab this whole loop here. This is where I'm going to move it up. See how it rounds that jaw? But I have a problem here. I'm going concave. And we don't want to do that. But that's as simple as grabbing this vertex here, coming down, this face, I mean, edge. Jeez, it's something. Grabbing that edge. I'm going to work on the vertex. Only working on here. Cool. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to also move it out a little bit. Round out that skull. Cows have kind of a round skull. I am going to pull up some pictures of cows for reference. Because I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking at cows. This is your image. I apologize. Thank you for the reference. So I can see I have some things going wrong. This part shouldn't be. Yeah, I got some bad. Keep it looking like a cow. See, just a couple little changes already are making it look better. I'm actually going to delete this edge right here. Gonna pop a hole in the shape, but I'm okay with that because I'm gonna start filling it in. I want it to be more round. Before it wasn't round. So more round. Nose is a little bit more squared. This guy right here, that vertex. Vertex. Ooh, I think we got a pretty good looking cow. When you do the ears. And for the ears, I'm actually going to model them separately, but I'm going to pull off a piece of this geometry. Start modeling it. What that'll do for me is that will allow or keep that mirroring going on that I have in this model currently. So what I do is I'll pick a face. I think pick the edge. I think the ears would be like coming out right about here. This is where the search comes in. Duplicate, right? So now I duplicated that face, but then I want to separate it into its own model. Separate selection. Now I get out of edit mode, I select just that face, go into edit mode, and here's my ear that I made. And now you'll see when I extrude this, my cow's got 2 ears. They definitely don't look like ears right now, but we will get to that. I think what I need to do a bunch of, not a bunch, but a few of these. And then I will start scaling them. Alt click to select the loop, scale it. Alt click to select the loop, scale it. Click to oh, I won't select the end loop. No big deal. We'll scale it. And so we're already starting to see like a little ear shape. They are definitely way too thick. That is a problem, but we can fix that. I will loop cut in this direction, and then I'll delete half of the geometry. Want the ears to be pretty thin. That. And then I will do. I was hoping that would go. Delete edges. Ah, all these loop edges. Sorry, I didn't really plan on it. I didn't think about the ears too much until just now. So I didn't think about how I was going to do them. Delete those. Great edges right here too. And they're not quite right, but what we can do, I can do this, this, face, this, face, this, face. So now I have the ears. They definitely aren't this shape in the picture that I'm looking at in that picture. So I'll need to adjust them quite a bit. But I think it's plenty doable. Move them down. We are ears on a cow look like they come straight out of their head. Definitely are longer. Forward. Getting a little bit better of a shape. It's funny how much of a difference, like just getting this shape right, will make it look like a cow. What I'm looking at good. Bottom. They're looking pretty good. I want to bring the ears forward. Ow. Kind of cup them a little bit. That's pretty good. I'm going to skip out of mode. I think they're too far back on the cow's head now, actually. There you go. That's looking pretty good. Really looking a little bit, but look like they're in the right spot. We do need to fix this edge right there. Not hard. Done. Now the ears can hide the cow. Okay, so we are missing the udders. I want to get the udders in. Don't think I'm gonna have time to paint it this time. Maybe that'll be next stream. I'm building the cow this stream, and next stream I'll paint. Apologize, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought. Spent a lot of time on making the cow look pretty realistic. I also noticed that I hadn't rounded off the chest or the underbelly at all. The underbelly I skipped because I want to make the udders. But actually, I think I could do a little some of it to make it that. Well, we definitely need to round this chest really square. Rounded it off. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to 3D print this model and stick it on my friend's desk and be like, "There's your damn cow. You didn't even show up to my stream." Oh, but no, that hard. No. Cool. Now for the udders. This part is going to be utterly disgusting. That was a bad joke. Side view, perspective. Where's the dang picture? Right, orthographic, cow picture. Oh, there we go. So let's see, it kind of comes in this area here. We need to I'm going to use these three faces here to pull out some udders. For that, I'm going to use the knife. that tab, faces, grab all these faces, and you know what I'm going to do. E for extrude, and it's not quite. And too far forward. Undo, 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 undo. So I actually need to be working in this section here. Over. So, use my knife again. Now I'll change it over to faces. We'll extrude these and see if they are on the right looking. I think they will be. Much better than last time. There's some udders there. It's not. It's knife cut here. Actually, we're not. I was gonna knife cut so I can round it, but what I'm going to use is the bevel tool. How I'll do that, selecting all these, going Control B for bevel, beveling it out to round. I'm going to do that's pretty hilarious looking. So there you go. Now I need to make some actual chingaderas. Trying to think of what's the best way to make those. I'm going to make 3 butters. The way I'm going to do it. Nope. Don't want udders in the middle. Okay. So this one's actually probably okay. If I extrude that, it's gonna kind of come down like an udder. And scale this face down, of course. And then bevel the edge. Oh, I don't. I want it to be that geometric. Oh, I started the animation playing. Don't want to play the animation. I need to put a circle on that face. I don't know how to do that. Let's look real quick. No, I know how to do it. Screw that. We're not making a circle. We are making. I'm gonna use the dang knife. Make a organic looking shape. That. Hit enter. Kind of broke it. Try that again. we go. Face. Now extrude that sucker. Now double that. Haha. Pretty funny. I'll make a few more udders. Bigger ones. I don't know, do cows have a set number of udders that I've never looked into? I know, like, probably real 3D modelers are watching me use this knife tool and making these in-gone faces, and they're screaming at their computers right now. Ah, you're doing it wrong, blah, blah. But the way I know how. Less. Eats. Giant one. Side view over here. I need to rotate it. That's so that'll make it funny looking, as if they're not pointing down. Because gravity, we know how that works, right, guys? Gravity pulls these puppies down. I need to fix that. There we go. So, some udders. I am going to pull out the other ones here. Don't think I'm going to pull that one out. Double. Grab it. Rotate it, grab it. Alright, this girl's got a bunch of udders. Oh man. Yes, I'm going to put an eyeball. I did it again. I'm trying to add, I think it is Control A, Shift A. And we're going to use an icosphere. And holy crap, that's the wrong size. Scale that puppy down. Cow's eyeball. And we're going to move it in. Move her down. Like that. Control C, Control V. Cows have pretty recent balls. Oh, in case you were wondering how I placed the icosphere right where I wanted it, left or Well, it's actually right click. I've changed my right and left click 'cause it's driving me nuts. But if you right click, you can move this 3D cursor around. And that's going to be the center point for any of your geometry that you make moving forward. I think Shift C moves it back to the center of the universe. I'm going to select these and do Control A. I'm going to apply their location, rotation, scale. I'm going to do that for all of these, including the ears. Okay. And then I think we have one last thing we need to do to make this cow a cow. Girl cows, even girl cows, have horns, little horns. So we're going to add some little horns on here, and it's going to help it make it look like a cow before I can paint it. Like, once I paint it, it's really going to look like a cow, but for now, not really looking. Oh, you know what would make it look like a cow too? Face isn't long enough. Face is kind of short. Looked okay in the sketch, but now that I'm looking at it, maybe we change that real quick. Awesome. Then I'm going to see, already just doing that made it look more like a cow. Now for the horns. We're just going to do tiny little horns, and we're going to do them on this face here. I'm judging by that. Pick faces, pick this face. I'm going to extrude. This is where I will do this. I'll do extrude, then I'll do scale, and I'll bring it in. I don't want it the whole size of that face. Then I'll extrude it out a little bit. What happens if I bevel on something like this? That's cool, but that's not the. I wanted to have more roundness. Subdivide, maybe. Subdivide edge ring. Edge ring now. Here. But what I can do. Alright, so we're going to go back to the good old knifing method I used on the udders. Don't really like, but not gonna hurt anything. I want to shape like this. Now we can grab this face, do a little bit. Then bevel. Nope. It looked perfect like that. There is our cow in 3D. Took me a little bit longer. Took me an hour and a half. Didn't want to go that long, but I think the results came out pretty cool. There's this polygon style cow. I think I see change. I'm gonna give its back just a little more arch. There you go. Alright, and this whole time I haven't saved, and that is a very bad thing. So, save your stuff. Low poly. This is going to be cow.blend. And then next stream, next Wednesday, hopefully I'll get started on time. Next stream, we'll go over coloring this thing. Saving the Blender file. It's taking forever for some reason. Now we have this cow. See what I could do about rounding out this cheek too a little bit. I think the cheek needs to be a little bit rounder. Oh, shit. Control plus. Alt plus. There was a way to change your selection. Round cheek. In that case, I'll probably move this out. Whoops. Alright, and there is our cow. She is done. Oh, let me fix this udder. It's gonna drive me nuts if I have those faces that I don't use, or those edges that I don't use. Delete edges. Pull or udder. But we'll fix it with the F tool. Alright, and I'm gonna call it. Our cow is built in 3D low poly. I'm going to go to sleep. I need to get up at early 4 in the morning, go to work, sit at a computer all day, and I've been sitting at a computer all day today, so I'm tired. But anyway, there's our cow. And next week we'll color it and we'll render it, and maybe I'll have it 3D printed by then and I can show you the results. Until then, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me ramble about vertices, blah, 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 blah. Build this thing, and hopefully you learned something. I learned something. I learned a lot. It's always my goal to learn on this channel. Keep seeing stuff that I want to fix. Like this cow part right here. This part. I think if I just gives it a better leg separation. Anyway, like I said, thanks for joining. I'll be on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Remember when Daylight Time stops, but it's soon. It's going to be awesome. And we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining. I'm out now.